provide more continuous learning. It can reduce the summer learning loss. So instead of having 11 weeks off, it shortens the summer and distributes those weeks during the summer to throughout the school year. And Stephanie Thompson will go over the two models. It reduces the long summer break and distributes those days throughout the school year, producing more frequent breaks. And that's what I was saying just a few minutes ago. It's not an 11, we're taking those 11 weeks and shortening those 11 weeks and just redistributing those weeks. And so there were a couple of different balanced calendar models. And so Ms. Thompson will show you those two models that we're looking at in addition to the traditional.
Thank you for coming out. What we're going to do is I'm going to share with you the number of days. So as you're looking at these pie charts, what you're going to do is the small number that is beside the quarter actually talks about that gives you the actual number of days. So this first calendar is the calendar that we are currently on. So what we do is we come to school in August, and we go for 44 days, and then we take the 2-day fall break. Then we go for 44 more days for quarter number 2, which is our first semester. And then we take an 11-day winter break. Then we come back for school, and theoretically, without snow days, we go for 44 more days. And then we take our week-long spring break that we just took. And then we come back to school and go for 45 more days for the fourth quarter of the year. And then during the summer, we get 55 days off during the summer. Now that is 55 days Monday through Friday. That's not including weekends, those are just actual school days. Okay, and then, thank you. On a 45-10 calendar, you would go the first quarter, and you would still go the 44 days. And then instead of that 2-day fall break, you would take 10 days off. That would be Monday through Friday days. And then second quarter, you would go 44 more days, and then take your 10-day winter break at the holidays. And then third quarter, come back and go for 44 more days at that 10-day intercession spring break. Finish up the school year with 45 days. And on that, and I can't really, looks like it's a 43-day summer break. Okay, and I see some people trying to write that down and take pictures. We do have this PowerPoint is on the Knox County Schools website, and I think the individual schools have also put it on their websites so that you can get to these days if you want to be able to look at that and examine it a little bit closer. Another model that is out there, and I've had a child that's on this next calendar. It's a 45-15. There we go. I had one of my children that was on a 45-15 while the other were on a traditional. That's kind of challenging, I will say, from having done that. But your first quarter is 44 days, and then you take a 15-day break. Second quarter is 44 more days, and then you take a 15-day or a 3-week winter break. Go for 44 more days and take 3 weeks off there at spring break. Finish up the school year with 45 days, and in that model you have 28 days in the summer. Okay? And those are the 3 different calendars.
Thank you, Stephanie. So my name is Reggie Mosley, and before I get into this presentation, I really would like to know how many parents do we have from the intermediate school that are here today? Good, thanks for coming. I really appreciate that. And this is just information we want to share. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I consider a balanced calendar. As you can see, bullet number 1 talks about potentially increases instructional time by providing opportunities for intervention and enrichment. I want to stop right there because what we're doing right now at the intermediate school, every morning for about 30 minutes, we provide both intervention and enrichment to all of our boys and girls. And this is a time where we're not, providing any new instruction. We're actually remediating or enriching boys and girls, depending on where they are academically. And so this is what takes place in our building. And we are committed to do this throughout the school year. And so as you can see, that this is an opportunity that to provide these two types of interventions or support systems throughout the school year rather than only during the summer break. Okay? Secondly, it can lessen some learning loss. You know, based on some recent research, you know, I was astounded. Of course, all teachers know that when kids start school in the fall, we lose some of that learning because kids are not always engaged during the summer. And so basically the research says that kids lose about a little more than 2 months worth of grade equivalents in type of learning. So they lose some of that when they start school in the fall. So by having year-round school, we can lessen that learning loss. Number 3, it may improve students' attendance and reduce discipline problems. One of the things that we noticed that from when we returned to school from that snow break, we had 2 weeks of days off. Teachers were refreshed, and some teachers were ready to come back to school during that 2 week period. And so just having that time to refresh and to step away and to recoup is very healthy. It's healthy for teachers. It's healthy for students as well. So I do support that. Look at what research shows. It says more frequent breaks and timely instructional support improves teachers and student attitudes and morale. Okay? Teachers can earn additional compensation. Professional development opportunities are provided. Also, increasing interest from teachers, principals, parents, and students. You know, we surveyed our staff at some point, I think it was in late January, just to get a feel from our teachers in terms of whether or not they support any form of this balanced calendar. And 63% of my staff were in favor of having some type of balanced calendar. But it says here, Austin East Magnet High School and Fulton High School first presented a proposal to the board for a balanced calendar in 2011. So this information that we're sharing with you is really not new information. We've been having conversations about a balanced calendar for quite some time. Also, a balanced calendar was mentioned by name 50 times by stakeholders during insight sessions as something they would like to see in the future. Changes in scheduling were advocated by 170 stakeholders, and this was the most popular programmatic change that we encountered. So let's look at the next slide very quickly. 55% of teachers agree or strongly agree that the district should implement a balanced calendar. And as I shared with you, well, I don't know if it's a trend. I wasn't paying attention initially when you spoke. I don't know if you had shown that data. But anyway, all of the schools, the Farragut schools, have shown more than 50% interest in having a balanced calendar. And as I said recently, my staff, 63% of them were in favor of it. So here we see 55% of teachers agree or strongly agree that the district should implement a balanced calendar. This was taken in 2013. The district advisory council discussions last year prior to approval of the 15-16 calendar were generally favorable toward a balanced calendar. And that committee also had discussions in November, and it indicated interest in engaging school communities and the community at large in a broader conversation about a balanced calendar and its implication, which is one of the reasons why we're here tonight. So that's the information I want to share with you. So now,